Tell me this story then about you and thinking you had COVID.
Yeah. So kind of put a damp. Start of the week was great. We had the podcast on Monday. Won 5-0 in the Champions League on Tuesday. Lucy's birthday on a Wednesday. Great start to the week. Thursday, started shivering in bed.
All right, okay.
And then as I woke up, my muscles and my body just ached so much. I had a banging headache. So I was like, I don't like this. What's going on? Check my temperature. Absolutely fine, because we've got one of those guns now. Tick, boom. Absolutely fine. Then, so I'm playing with Ivy anyway. Lucy comes down after, and she's like, "Are you all right?" I was like, "No, I'm not feeling good." Now, and I'm guessing everyone does this straight away. You got COVID. I was like, "No, I haven't." Like, you've got COVID. I was like, "I haven't got COVID." And this exchange carried on for a good couple of hours until she got on the phone and she was on the NHS website and she was looking at symptoms. She was like, "Have you got this?" I'm like, "Yeah." "You got this?" "Yeah." "You got this?" "Yeah." "You got this?" "Well, yeah, I am tired, but that's only because of Ivy. You've got COVID. These are the symptoms." I was like, "Shit, I've got COVID. What do we do? What do we do?" So we took, like, thinking about what we do if I got it or whatever. She's like, "We need to book a test. We need to book a test." And she managed to book one later on in the afternoon. So I drove over. Even on the way there, thinking I can't do the podcast on Monday.
You know, in your mind before you drove over, was there that Batman thing with your head just going?
No, funny
Oh,
enough. Maybe next time, David. I'll let you know.
okay.
And it's just, have you had it done?
No, this is what I wanted to ask. I've heard what it's supposed to be.
It's the most horrendous thing, and thankfully, I was able to do it myself.
Okay.
So I pulled up, and she's like, "Right, everything's in here. Follow the instructions. If you need us, put your hazards on. Turn left. This guy will tell you where to park. Fine." So I went down. He said, "Yeah, back up into there." Did it first time. Boom. I was well impressed. Reverse. I was like, "Yeah, look at me, dicks." And then,
so you don't need a COVID test. That parallel park proves it enough.
So get everything out on the passenger seat. It's like, I do this. And the main thing is basically you've got this swab that you've got to put down your throat, touching each side of where your tonsils are for like 10 to 15 seconds. You've got to keep rolling it and rolling it and rolling it. And my gag reflexes, as I said, I'm so glad I did it and nobody else did.
Yeah.
So I'm there just like right down the back of my throat, looking at the mirror, down my throat. Twice I was sick, David.
Oh.
First one in my mouth, second one dribbled, and it went down my top. I was like, "Oh, I need to hurry up. So I did both sides. But then what I find weird is that you have to use the same swab for your nose.
What? The same side where you've put it down through?
Yes. So the same little bit of brush that I did to the left side and to the right side. I then had to put that up my nose, just the one nostril though. They're not that bad on the noses. But you have to push it right back to then again another 10, 15 seconds. Just keep. Oh, that was awful. So I'm pushing myself with a sick encrusted toothbrush up my nose, sick down my top. So I'm carefully putting it in a way, and you've got this piece of tissue to kind of seal it together and whatever. And I was just about to press the hazards, and I thought, "Shit, I better take my jumper off. I don't want to just get sick." That's well embarrassing.
So I bet they must have had a lot of people though. A lot of people.
Because it does say if there's any sick on the swab, you need to get a new one. And thankfully, I can see that I managed to get it out in time.
What would you do if they said, "Right, thank you for your swab test. So now it's time for the physical test"? What?
I was not in a fit state for a physical test. And then you have to drop it off at this guy at the end. It's in like got a cool box type thing where he's wearing a biohazard suit. You drop it off. It's like, "See you, mate." Whoa! I can't tell what he's saying. He's got on. And then you just drive off. It was awful. I would not recommend it.
And then you get like a text to you.
Yeah, they got a text within 24 hours. Actually, to be fair, saying you've not got COVID.
And do you have it on your phone that you can see what the text is when it flashes up, or do you just get like a blank thing and then you have to actually go on your messages?
I've just got messages on my phone.
Yeah.
But I was asleep because I was shattered. Luna was like, "Just we'll go out for a walk, just get some sleep or whatever." And they sent it about 12:30. I woke up at 3 and I saw a text message. I was like, shit.
Here we go.
And I pressed it, and it said it just gives you details. My name, my date of birth. I was like, yeah, I know this. I'm a positive and negative. And they're like, your test has returned negative. It's like, it's amazing what a text can make you feel like. I jumped out of that bed. I just don't get COVID, David. That's what I'm telling you.
You imagine
that in itself is not worth it.
If you imagine at the end of the text, it said, "Now, if you'd like to know the results, please text back yes to 61022."
Is it A? Yes. B? No. C? You got a lot of sick on it, so we'll have to do it again. Or D? You don't want to know you're going to infect the nation.
Also, McDonald's for lunch, was it? Oh, very nice. Okay, well, on that COVID bombshell, thank you, Michael, for the details of your COVID test. It's this week's A Daft Question. It's a podcast where we try and debate the questions you never thought you needed answering. If you want to know what a COVID test happens, well, we've answered that question for you straight away.
There we
go. Many questions once again this week on the podcast. And joining me, as ever, is the man who likes to count votes to me, wanting to stop them. It's Mr. Mike. It's Mr. Mike Malins. I am not a Trump supporter. Let's clear that up.
You are.
Straight away.
You're a Trump supporter and you're a Tory. I mean, you scrunch your toilet paper. You might as well, David.
Yeah, we'll debate that in a bit, shall we? No, Biden all the way. I think everybody was relieved, let's say, on Saturday when that finally came through.
There was what, 71 million people that weren't? It's quite close, weren't it? It was like, was it 71 for Trump and 77 for Biden?
Yeah, so Biden's won the popular vote.
I don't get it, I'll be honest.
I don't get how that works, but he's got a lot of the other votes, as it were. He's won the different states. So the college votes, that's what they call it, I think. So, look, he's won.
That's the main. Well, I mean, Trump's not having it though, is he? Flipping heck.
I mean, Hillary Clinton got more popular votes in the last one, but Trump won the election. So
yes,
explain that. Bloody American politics.
Do you think it'll be until she's left Trump? Good old. Is it Ivanka?
Yeah.
Is it Ivanka daughter? Which one's a wife?
I don't know anymore. It's a family affair, isn't it? The White House. Right. We've got more questions, Mike. Before we get into those, should we do correspondence for
Please do, David.
Last week? Yes, we had a few questions last week, and I saw that you did a couple of polls, Mike. So we'll get into the polls. It's your favourite bit, Mike, though, before we get into correspondence. It's your time to remind people of the social channels and how they can send us questions and correspondence. What are they?
Thank you, David. Instagram and Twitter at A Daft Question. Email us adaftquestion@gmail.com. YouTube us and just search for A Daft Question and comment on one of our little videos.
Very nice, very nice. And people can give us a 5-star review on iTunes if they've got amount of time as well. We're up to 25. Come on, let's get to 30. There must be people out there listening who have got iTunes who haven't done it yet. So get us up to 30.
More and more people are coming out the woodwork that they listen. I'm like, great, thank you very much. Are you on iTunes?
Don't tell me how you're doing. Are you on iTunes?
I've not seen you all over lockdown, but as long as you give us a 5-star review, that's all that matters.
I will take part in your Zoom quiz if you give us a 5-star review. Okay, so correspondence time. What were people's reactions to last week's questions?
Okay, so we've got quite a few this week. I've had to scale it down.
Scale it down. We're getting popular now.
So, unsurprisingly, quite a few people came back about their fry-ups and gave us their opinions.
Good.
Few that kind of stuck out for me. Over on the gram, LK Dons, which unfortunately will not be a play on MK Dons.
Oh, seriously?
No.
Okay.
She's message us saying, no discussion of ultimate full English is complete without the inclusion of sauces / condiments.
Okay.
Which is true. We didn't
No, we didn't do it. What do you mean condiments?
Condiments like your sauces.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, I got it's late. I've got my head mixed up with cutlery, so I'm thinking, why would we just change the cutlery selection?
No, more of a spoon than a fork kind of guy.
I like to have a little teaspoon with me, just individual beans every time. Okay, so condiment wise, yeah. I mean, I'd probably be brown sauce, really. For
HP.
Yeah.
If it's not HP though, I wouldn't have it. So no.
Okay.
So if I go like Greg's or whatever for a bacon butter, and Greg's is HP, but if it's not brown, if it's not HP behind the counter, they don't ask for it.
Okay.
Or I'll ask, is it HP? And if they say no, they say, right, fine, don't want it. Nothing else for me.
Just wait for me.
So HP / the cheaper brown sauce for both of us.
Yeah, okay.
Matthew Hobbs again on the YouTube.
Good old Hobbs.
Back in the day, Olympic breakfast from Little Chef would have been his ultimate breakfast choice.
Yes, I forgot about this. I think the last time I had Olympic breakfast was a good 15 years ago.
Are they still going? Little Chef?
Yeah. So, they are still going horribly. So do you remember, is it Heston Blumenthal? He did that program where we redid loads of them.
Yes.
So if you don't go to a Little Chef that's like one of those, just be prepared. Because Little Chefs have not aged since the 80s. So when I was a kid, me and family would go camping in Cornwall to the same place every year. And just a few miles off the end of the M5, I'm going to say, the end of the motorway down south, there's a Little Chef on top of a hill. So we'd go up on a Saturday morning early, go there for breakfast. Used to love it. So when a few years ago, me and Catherine went on holiday camping in Cornwall, I was like, right, we've got to do this same issue. We've got to go to this Little Chef. I was like, right, yeah, great, right. So drive past it, see up on the hill, come on, Little Chef. Yeah. I get there, and I kid you not, the interior had not changed since the mid-90s. I've just sat there and thought, oh, God, I've got to stay now for night. How do I get out to this?
Now that you've dragged her out there.
And then 2 or 3 years ago, when we went on holiday with Mary, when she was really little, we found a Little Chef on the way. And literally me and Catherine walked in and did that whole walk in, turn around, walk back out again. It was not nice. So yeah, unfortunately, unless you can get to one of the redone ones,
go to Little Chef.
Unfortunately, yeah, it hasn't aged well.
Okay, that's a shame.
On that sad note, what's Matthew next?
And then on the twits at Bernie Flappers, said that he likes fried bread, which we covered.
Yeah.
But also said spam, which I thought was a good choice.
Are you saying that sarcastically?
Fried spam?
Fried spam?
No, fried spam. No. Oh, mate, you've not lived.
I think I've lived not having to have it.
Beautiful.
Fried spam?
I mean, you must have heard of fried spam.
I've heard of spam.
Oh, you're too posh down there. Yeah, well, you just fry it.
No, not fried spam.
You just put it in pan. Yeah,
where's the caviar when you need it? Come
on. So that was our full English.
Yeah.
Now, we've got to the bottom, I think, of the shampoo twice malarkey.
Okay.
At Mrs. Foz _ I am.
Just clarifying that she's Mrs. Foz. She's just clarifying that she's Mrs. Foz again.
She's indeed. Mrs. Foz, I am Mrs. Foz. Mrs. Foz, I am. You put the shampoo in first because that lifts the dirt, and then the second shampoo simply washes it away.
Ah, so Mother Evans was right all along.
Did you ever speak to your mum about it?
No. I just trusted her.
Moving on.
I just trusted her pearls of wisdom.
Okay. Well, she obviously got it right.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of people on the shower routine, very quickly.
Okay.
Our friends at Cage Fighting Pod said that he puts his beard conditioner in, then shower gel, washes the shower gel, beard wash, rinse that, and then he's in and out like the SAS.
Okay.
And then Sam Fleming has said that she washes hair with shampoo, brushes teeth. Who does that in the shower?
brushes their teeth. I guess you're killing two birds with one stone there, but okay, go
on. Face wash, put conditioner in, shower gel, then wash conditioner out.
Okay.
It's the brushing the teeth for me. Like, what if you've got an electric toothbrush?
I guess you wouldn't. Yeah, but oh yeah, is that the classic thing of dropping it in the bath and everyone gets electrocuted?
Well, that's what I'd be scared of doing.
It's battery powered, isn't it? It's not going to be. It's not connected to a mains.
Shit, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, okay, fair news.
Someone's got some Victorian electric toothbrush that's connected to the mains. Get extension cord quickly. Get it in here.
And then just touching on the scrunching or folding issue that we raised last week.
It was a key issue from last week.
It was.
Yeah.
At Stu J4Z is a folder, and he's raised a very good point. He says scrunching is surely tempting fate for blockage.
Okay. Yeah. It's a valid point.
I'd be that'd be one of the reasons I wouldn't scrunch.
Okay.
You scrunch it up too much, it can be blocked. Where if it's nicely folded, it just kind of lays in a layer of
old
toilet roll.
Just
to finish off on the go on.
I was going to say someone needs to do an experiment for us, then, don't they? Fold some toilet paper, flushed, then
what
scrunch.
If they're willing to block their toilet?
Look,
if there's anyone out there that's willing to block their toilet,
people need to answer these questions for us.
And then on the Instagram, I put up earlier today, when going to the toilet, what are you doing with the paper? Are you scrunching or are you folding? Scrunching is currently on 11%, David. Folding is 89%.
Okay, very good, very good. I've got one correspondence myself. Have you got any other correspondence on your list to read out for this week?
Oh, I'm done, my friend.
Okay, so my correspondence is from our friend Lee Hasdell. And he sent this as a DM to me because he felt like it'd be too much to write as a tweet. This is in regards to our conversation about could you ride an animal into a drive-through at McDonald's?
Okay, then.
So his answer to that was, in response to the prospect of animals going through drive-throughs, one of my colleagues, when I was in the Netherlands, told me that her local McDonald's in Delft, I'm going to say Delft, apologies to those Dutch listeners if that's completely wrong. I'll look the analytics, but I think Lee, when he was living in Netherlands a couple of weeks ago, was the only Dutch listener. So I think we've lost that demographic straight away.
Right.
So he said in this place in Delft, had to put a sign up banning horses from going through the drive-through at the start of the last lockdown because school children who couldn't use their bikes, brackets, the Netherlands, of course, close brackets, to pick up a Mackies were riding their horse through instead. So all these kids were turning up on the horses, going through drive-throughs. That's great. I'm sure you could get away with that now, couldn't you?
I'm not mad. I'm impressed.
I think you'd get away with that now. Turn up on a horse, go through the drive-through. What are they going to say? Nay.
Oh, dear. Again, David, I suppose, if there's anyone out there that's got a horse and willing to give it a go and go through Mackie's drive-through and find out, then please let us know.
Yeah, through the usual channels. Take pictures. Okay, thank you everyone for your correspondence. Usual places to send them in for your answers to the questions we speak to every week. But now, Michael, shall we get on to the first question? Right, let's start with question one then, and we'll apologise to listener Elizabeth Kirk in Stockport because we have stolen her question for question one. They're probably the first question stealer of the series. So
I think sometimes you just need to, though. Sometimes you've got something that's really good and you think, no, sorry, we're gonna have that as our main question.
So, yeah, we're going to steal it, Elizabeth. So thank you very much for that. So, Michael, first question is up. And Monica in Friends once said that she was the prime of lying. And we are going to test that theory out straight away. Michael, do you want to just tell us what Elizabeth's question was?
Yes, so basically, Elizabeth emailed in and asked us, what is more bitter, more sweeter? What's the bitterest?
The bitterest.
The bitterest. A lemon or a lime.
Okay.
So we're
We're going to find out.
Okay, we're going to try and find out. This will be interesting for the YouTube people. For the audio people, you're just going to have to trust us with our answer here. Before we were recording, I was saying, how have you done this lemon and lime? I've already pre-cut my lemon and limes, nice little ramekin bowls.
In a little bowl as well, you geek.
These are from, these ramekin bowls are from, you can get those goo desserts.
Yes.
Those goo desserts? They're literally these. They're just literally the goo dessert bots that we just...
Aren't they so handy, though?
Yeah, just wash them out. Fine. Great. Use them for bits. Michael's cutting as we were about to record, just cutting away.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't as well prepared as some of us.
So how are we doing this? Are we going to choose one each, then just go for it? I'm guessing.
Well, are we doing it at the same time, or should I do one first, or you do one first?
Let's do it at the same time. Let's go for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, well, I've got lemon closest to me.
Let's go with lemon then, shall we?
Okay, lemon.
Let's go alphabetical order. So I've got my.
Have you got something to wash it down with?
Yeah, I've got a drink.
Oh, good.
Good. Okay, so lemon at the ready. There you go, everybody. Lemon's at the ready. So what, we just taking a traditional bite?
I was just going to put it in like a gum shield.
Okay, traditional bite. Here we go. Lemon.
Right, here we
we're
go.
starting. Here we go. Ooh. Mike's got pips, I think. Have you got pips?
Oh my word.
I am so capturing that face for the socials.
Oh, I went flog into that. You can take one look. I might.
That's not bad, actually.
You loser.
Have you got a paper towel as well?
Yes.
Okay. So not bad, I would say. It's all right. I mean, Michael's expression was just said it all.
Oh, that was sweet.
Okay, so lemon wise, we're saying, okay. The problem is that we can't rate it out of 10 being really sour, 1 being nothing, until we've gone for the lime, presume.
Yeah, I think we just whack the lime in and then we determine which one is the winner. I'm watering.
So lemon done, sorry. Let's go for lime, shall we? The prime of lime. Have you got your lime?
I have.
Got your lime ready. Right, 3, 2, 1. Okay. You know what? I think that's actually more bitter in a different way. Mike's just washing his mouth out with beard. Great audio content.
Stupidly chose a grapefruit session pale ale as well tonight.
I think my personal preference. I think the lime is. I would say. What do you think?
Is
more sour.
Sour. I reckon lemon.
Okay. I don't think the only time I've really had lime is a small slice of it in a Corona.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever
drinks.
Proper.
But I've never gone to town on a lemon or a lime as I have just then.
You're gonna develop a weird thing now where you're gonna middle of the night you're gonna go to the fridge and be like, I really need a slice of lime.
Well, I've got 3/4 of each now to use.
Okay. So how are you rating that out of 10? Let's say 10 is the really sour or bitter, sorry, and then 1 is nothing. Where are you putting lemon and lime on the scales?
Right, well, out of them two, I'm putting lemon 10.
Yeah.
And lime an 8.
Okay.
8.5.
I might have another. Hang on, let me get the other one. Let me redo this again. I've got 2.
Are you doing it again?
Well, I need to remind my taste
you
buds.
mad bastard.
Oh, yeah, actually, shit. Bloody hell. Okay.
What was that, the lemon?
That was the lemon. Going with the other lime. Oh, I need a bit of a drink now after that. Hang on. I mean, orange squash really puts that down, doesn't it? Oh, okay. Here we go. Yeah, after another tasting, I think I'll go for the lemon now. Change minds.
Okay.
I wouldn't go as severe though with the lemon. I think maybe I'd go for maybe an 8 on the lemon and maybe a 6 on the lime.
Yeah, but if it's just out of the two, so if it's out of the two and I'm saying 10's the most sour, I'm saying I'm going lemons 10.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think lemon is still the more sour, but I wouldn't. I don't think it's super sour.
Have you had sourer things in your mouth?
There's got those. Can't you get like those? There are those really sour. Are they like red sweets? Like they come in balls or something, and like super sour. There's something like that.
Those fireball ones?
Yeah. Isn't it
and
something
a CD.
like that? Isn't it something like that? There is something there. You literally you could put it on the tip of your tongue, and it's horrible.
Yeah, I think there is.
Okay. So I hope we've answered that question, everybody. Yeah. You all benefited from that taste test orally.
So we're saying lemon and then followed by lime.
Yes, lemon followed by lime. Obviously, we'd like to know what other things to taste which are worse in the bitter test than a lemon and lime. And we ask other people to do it next time, not us, unless you pay us for it. Right, Michael, should we move on to the next question?
Please do, yeah.
Michael, shopping, it's something that we all need to do in order to live, or whether it's going to the shops yourself in person or doing online shopping or whatnot. But my question to you, Michael, is what is the best way to pack thy shopping?
Oh, it's the question that everyone wants asking.
Yes.
Everyone wants answering. I don't really have set rules, just as long as the heavy stuff's on the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
But it's annoying for me because I get click and collect, and I've got to go through all of the boxes to determine where's my freezer stuff, where's my chicken, where's my tins, and I leave them all over at car, and then be like, right, I'm happy. Now let's put the other stuff in, and they must hate me when I tell them. There's one girl that knows exactly who I am every time. She doesn't even bother asking for my name now, and they must like. Hey, watch this guy, and you've literally got 5 or 6 crates around my car as I'm picking out what I want on the bottom of my bags.
I don't think I've never done click and collect.
It's so good.
Is it a revolution?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's easy for me because Lucy does it on the phone and says, right, you pick it up. So like I've literally just got to drive over, put it in my car and come back. It's great.
That whole story about they know who you are reminds me of a story of one of my friends at uni. He had like a year when he worked at the Sea Life Centre in Birmingham, and he'd go get a Mackey's breakfast every morning. And it got to the point
every morning.
And he's stick thin, so I don't know how he does it. But it got to the point where they'd know him so well and they know what he was getting that he would just walk through the door, nod to the counter in the distance, and sit down, and they would just bring it over. I mean, that's the dream right there.
It is. Did I tell you that happened to me at uni when I worked at Game?
No.
There was a Burger King, and I used to go pretty much like whenever I could, every afternoon or whatever. I'd always order an XL bacon double cheeseburger with a Coke. And honestly, I remember, and I got to the counter, she went, XL bacon double cheeseburger with a Coke. I was like, large? She's like, yes, please. Yes, please. And at that point, I thought, I need to do something with my life. I need to look at my choices and think, right, how can I move on from this? Because there's no way I'm getting back from that.
Okay, so if you do click and collect, but if you do actually physically go to the shops and you've got to do a big shop, do you have any?
We've got some miniature heroes next to us. Ooh. So I'm just, if you hear rappers, I apologise.
So if you go to the actual shop, do a big shop, do you have a structure at all? Is there a certain way you pack the bags, or is it just a free for all?
If I'm just getting like a carry bag or two worth of shopping, then it's a free for all.
Yeah.
If
If I was to do a big shop,
Do things go in certain bags at all? Do you put? Are you one of these people that puts all the freezer stuff in one bag?
no, I don't think so. Only if it's the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So, we ice and chips. That tends to be our freezer stuff. But I wouldn't be like, all right, they're all the cupboard stuff, right? That can go in this bag.
Yeah.
Or that's all the fruit that can go. Like, I ain't got time for that. Just bag it up and get out.
Especially if you
do that?
See, it's very much free for all, apart from any kind of bottle. So any like squashes or the milks, anything in a bottle or a carton, that will go in one bag.
Okay.
Anything that's like bread or eggs that can get squashed easily, that will go on the top.
Right.
So I try and leave that lasting on the top. But apart from that, it's free for all. Just chuck anything in, and I'm good for that. One story about my weekly Aldi shop. And obviously, if you go to Aldi shop, the people on the tills, they scan it through so quickly. You just don't have time. Because obviously, on the tills at Aldi, you can't pack on the till.
No.
So you have to, usually what you have to do is you have to quickly go scan through. You're trying to catch up. You're like, shit, come on.
Yeah.
They want to turn around for these COVID tests. Just give them to Aldi people. They'll
100%.
Yeah. So put them in the trolley. And then what you can do is you go to the back of the store and there's like a little area where you can then pack all your shopping if you then don't go to the car to do it. So I'll always do that. Go to the back, pack my shopping. And one day, I did the same thing, bought the bottles in a bag. And I think I underestimated how many bottles I had putting in one bag. So I'd done all my shopping, packed it all, and I put all these bottles in one bag. Picked all the bags up, started putting them in the trolley. This bag was last.
Okay.
So I pick it up by the handles, right? Start picking it up. The bag snaps off from the handles. Punch myself in the face. But it was that moment when I was like, hang on a second, has anyone noticed? I do the casual glancing around, just looking around, no one's noticed. But then my eye, I think it was my left eye, was throbbing. And I heard the sound effect as well, the proper sound effect. And I think I did remember I had a little red ring around my left eye. So punching yourself in the face while doing the shopping. That's a top tip for you.
I don't know if I've got that in my locker to beat you, I'm afraid, David. I think you've won on the embarrassing stories in Aldi.
I remember going doing a shop at Morrison's once, or Mozzers, as I like to call it.
More reasons to shop at Morrison's.
Yeah, it's the nearest one to me, but I don't go in it. Yeah, don't go anymore now.
More reasons to shop at Morrison's.
Okay. And it was that. Sorry, it's breaking up. So I didn't know what you said there, but carry on.
I said more reasons to shop at Morrison's.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So I remember years and years ago, I did the shop, and I think there's moments in your life when you realise that you've properly become an adult, like a boring adult. And I had that moment when there was an offer for 3 bleaches for £1.50, and I got very overexcited that I could buy 3 bleaches for £1.50. And then I got back in the car and I thought, yeah, I've probably become an adult now, haven't I? That is the moment.
We got excited this week with some deals, so we've purposely shopped at Asda this week. One, because they're selling some Hay Clubman,
right?
That I like with a bit of ginger ale. A litre's worth should be 36 quid for 20 quid. Got 2 of them.
Okay.
But then also, Lucy's discovered that the paper towels that we use, these little things, are in a great offer. So she put 3. So it was like a multi-pack of 3 in one. So she bought 3 of them. It was a great offer. But by the time we checked out, it was sold out. So I need to go into Asda tomorrow to see when I pick him up, to see if I can get these kitchen rolls, because it's an amazing offer.
Do you use Hay Club just because it's David Beckham?
I did do initially.
Yeah.
So initially, I wanted to try Hay Club whiskey because it was David Beckham.
Yeah.
And the whiskey itself, I think it's really nice. But then they brought out a Clubman, which I don't drink straight. I have it with a mixer, and I really, really like, and I'd massively recommend this to you. Clubman and ginger.
Okay.
I love it as a drink. So that's So I said I was like, let us know if there's any Clubman because I fancy some for Christmas. As I said, we're getting 2 of them now, 2 liters worth.
Yeah.
And a couple of bottles of ginger ale, and I'll easily. It's just such a nice drink with some lime.
Okay.
A slice of lime. It's beautiful. I'd say it's one of my favorite drinks.
Okay. Maybe on the Christmas episodes, on that one of the last ones of the year.
We should do one pissed.
Drunk questions. That would be good.
Anyway, how do you shop? How do you bag? Let's get back to the original question.
No, that's it. All bottles in one. And it's really a free for all. Maybe I'll try and put freezer stuff together just for the convenience. When I get home, it's easier. But otherwise, I'm just like, just plunk them in.
Yeah, I ain't got time.
No.
My mum used to do that. She used to purposely pull stuff out of the trolley onto a conveyor belt. All your cupboards, all your freezer.
Yeah.
And then you just, like 3, 4, 5 people are waiting behind going, come on, love, what are you doing? Mastermind is on soon.
Have you seen people who have got those special like dividers as well for the trolleys that they take?
Shut up.
Well, they look like dividers, but they're actually bags. So you almost like put them in the trolley, and they almost separate as dividers. And then it's quite clever actually. You put them in, and then literally you can hold the dividers and handles and pick them up, and they're basically a bag. But I can't go that far.
No,
I can't go that.
You've got a life.
One thing I find annoying about shopping is, the self-scan checkouts.
Yeah, love a self-scan.
If you've got like a loyalty card for a shop, if you scan it in, the self-scan will very loudly say that you've put your loyalty card on. And I always feel like you get into like, if you do like Moz's, for example, you'll scan it in and it'll allow you to go, Morrison's loyalty card accepted. You're like, shut up.
Are you embarrassed to have a loyalty card, David?
But it's so loud. You're a bit like, I don't want anyone to know.
Well, I'd rather that than the loud one going, your card has been declined. That's the time when you want, shut up.
I just don't know why they've put everything else, it's fine. But they set the volume up. Like they want everybody in the shop to know, he's got his loyalty card, is he?
I don't think anybody thinks that, David, in any sort of shop. Look at someone and going, oh, they've got a loyalty card.
I might spray paint it gold and be like, yep, I've got my gold card.
Got a gold card. Beautiful. Do you go Costa? Have you got a Costco?
Costco. I don't think we've got one locally as far as I'm aware. Someone's going to tell me we do. I've never been to one. I've seen it on all the American films. My sister, I think there's one in Derby Way where one of my sisters lives, and I think they go a few times. But I've heard it is really good.
If you ever come back up this way for whatever, we'll go to Costco.
We'll have a trip to Costco.
And you've got you can't even think about packing there because you don't. Well, I mean, I've never seen anybody take bags. It's just a trolley full of toilet rolls and cardboard boxes of various items.
You're just going to take a forklift truck, haven't you?
You do, but I find it funny though because when you leave, there's a guy that always looks at your receipt and checks what's inside. When there's a massive queue, he is not checking exactly what I've got on that receipt. I'm telling you now, I could be hiding 4 packets of steaks and he wouldn't have a clue.
I've got a pallet truck here. You can see what I've got on it. You don't need to check. Can I move my pallet truck out?
But it's beautiful.
Okay. Right. So on that note then, best way to pack your shopping. After all that, we're just saying there is there's no best way. Just do what you want.
Unless you're a loser. Yeah. Unless you're like, oh yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and get all the calculations and you do this and then you just crack on.
But would be very interesting to know if people do have set routines and if there's anything we're missing bagging wise that actually would be better going forward.
Let us know.
Should we move on to the next one, Mike?
Please.
It's that time of the show, everybody. It's listener questions. It's your chance to send us your questions in and we'll try and answer them as best as we can or as worst as we can. And Michael hopefully has got his little notebook of tricks as usual. And just to remind people, Michael, how can people once again get in touch if they've got a listener question?
So you can get in touch on the Instagrams or the Twitters at A Daft Question. you can send us an email, a daftquestion@gmail.com, or you can search for us on YouTube, a daft question, and comment on a video. And I think I will actually, for next episode, I will record this. And then next time you say, Mike, what's the socials? I'm just going to press play.
Okay, fine then. Right. Listener questions, what have we got on this week?
David, on the Twitters, at Rich Ralphs, has asked, why was Hey Arnold's head shaped like American football? And then also asks, if you had a body part shaped like a piece of sporting equipment, what would it be?
Did you ever watch Hey Arnold as a kid?
I did, yes.
I
don't remember much of it, but I did definitely watch Hey Arnold.
Yeah, I remember bits and bobs, and I did very much enjoy it. I guess he had a head like that because that's how he was drawn. I've got no reason why he would have had a. I mean, maybe some squash. He had his head squashed as a child. And it just flattened out like that.
Yeah, then his ears just kind of like popped out.
So that's that answer. Body parts as
undusted.
Body parts as what did he say? Body parts as sports.
Sporting equipment.
Sporting equipment. Okay, Mike, I'm interested in what you're going to go for on this.
My penis is a baseball bat, obviously.
Okay.
But I would go from the thicker end at the bottom and then the handle at the tip.
Okay. Anything that's not your genitalia, Mike?
I haven't really thought about that, David.
It's difficult because there's no. You've got to think. Make sure your legs would be the best one because you could use maybe, but then you can't walk properly, can you?
Oh, sporting equipment.
This is a tough one. A real tough one. Because you'd naturally say stuff like your arm could be like a baseball bat or something, but then you can't grip anything.
You can't grip anything. It'd be a waste.
There's no logical sporting equipment to use for a body part, really. Because even if you said, right, I'm going to use a cricket bat as my legs, you'd be like shuffling like that.
Well, what would that? Where would the handle be at the top of your leg or the bottom?
Ooh.
If you did that, are you balancing on the handle or are you just?
I mean, that's a whole question itself. That is. You see, naturally, I'd say the handle would be the top.
Yeah,
but then would the handles support your body weight enough?
What are you trying to say, David? I've been eating a lot more fruit this week.
I don't know,
including lemon and limes.
It's the Michael diet. 14 stone in a day, lemon and limes.
Oh, sporting equipment. See, besides my penis comment, I've not really thought of it.
Because I can't. Someone's going to think of some better ones.
Tennis racket as feet. That'd be decent.
Why? Why would a tennis racket be decent?
Because the coverage that you've got for your feet, and when it comes to the snow, you'll be like, "Follow me, guys."
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point, actually. Okay, so we finally found it. Tennis rackets for your feet.
Yep.
What? How about shoes though?
We wouldn't need shoes.
But then how about if it's a tennis racket? Oh no, yeah, because the tennis racket would be metal, wouldn't it? So how about in the rain though? Wouldn't it rust in time if it was really raining?
Oh, you'd probably have to get a new one, like you do with shoes.
How about if the strings snap off?
But there'd be shops there'd be brand new shops that opened up to make sure that your feet, your tennis rackets are securely fastened.
Clarks will go into a whole new range of shoes, wouldn't they? Have you got any Slazengers? Oh, yes, we've got many sizes of Slazengers. Okay, so Hey Arnold maybe dropped as a child, and body parts will go for tennis rackets. Other questions, Michael?
So we're back with at Mrs. Foz I am.
Okay.
She asks, following on from the shower routine, do you have a routine to dry yourself?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'd say, and you see in the inner work, just don't imagine me naked, everybody here. No laughs.
Right,
I've got to take that as a good thing. Surely it'd be top to bottom. Surely hair.
So you just go straight from hair, face.
Yeah, hair, face, and all the way down. I'd say that. How about you? What are you going for? What's your routine of drying?
Pretty much the same. Once the shower's finished, I kind of run off the excess water whilst I'm still in the shower.
Okay, yeah.
Then get the towel and gently pat my hair because I'd use the hairdryer afterwards.
Okay. I don't think I've used a hairdryer since I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. Why do I need a hair? Just towel, rub it. Done then.
Yeah, but then like when you style it, it's so much easier because like for me, hairdryer, brush, comb it in, like dry it into bits, and then when you get into back into the bathroom to kind of do your hair, it sits better then.
I just could never be bothered. Just whack a bit of gel on it. I'm done.
Mrs. E is a lucky lady.
I treat her well. I really.
So I get the excess water off. That pad my hair with the towel. Face done. Top and body done. One leg, my right leg usually. Then that gets out of the bath. Then my left leg, and that gets out of my bath.
Okay.
And then I do and now this is what I'm interested to know about you, David.
Okay.
I do the shimmy with a towel on my back.
Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Michael just illustrating the shimmy dance there for everyone.
I didn't know at 34 years of age if people still did that. It's the only way I've known to dry my back. So I'm glad you still do it.
I thought you maybe set up some apparatus with your hairdryer to your back. Lucy, just put hairdryer on. Oh, there we go.
I don't think. I mean, there's a bit of hair on there, but I don't think my back's that hairy.
No, just to dry off your back naturally. If no one's doing the shimmy, how else are they doing it? Just someone with a hairdryer.
Well, that's what I've always wondered. Like, if you're not doing the shimmy, but as I said, like I've never asked people, so I just think at 30, like it just seems like a bit of a kid's thing to be like, oh.
And this is what this podcast is for, to unearth that we're all doing the same thing. Okay, so we've got the drying routine done. Anything else?
Thank you very much. Yes, from our mate at Lee Hasdell.
Mm-hmm.
Good question, this. Basically says, McDonald's, Burger King or KFC?
Oh, to go further, you'd try and make the ultimate, wouldn't you?
So I was going to suggest, I think we do it the top three.
Yeah.
And then what's your ultimate out of all of them?
Oh, right. Okay. So I would say...
We're saying lunch, dinner type thing. We're not doing breakfast because McDonald's pisses all over that.
Yeah. Burger King does a breakfast, but I don't think I've ever had it.
No, I don't think. I mean, I might have done when it first came out just to try it, but it's nothing like.
And KFC does a breakfast, but it's just chicken. Again. I'm sure they do. I'm sure I've seen it advertised, but it's got to be just chicken.
I'm up for that.
Okay, yeah. So general kind of eating fast food times. Who's bottom though of that top three? That's hard. That is. Michael's like, no, I've got it sorted. I can tell you got it sorted. I'm going to have to say KFC would be third.
Shut up.
McDonald's second, Burger King top. The problem is it muddies the waters in terms of what I prefer at each place. So give us your top three, Mike. I can tell you're determined.
Mackey's, KFC, Burger King.
Okay. And the ultimate combo then as a meal?
So the ultimate would be the XL bacon triple cheeseburger.
But yeah, we're saying Burger King is a burger though.
Yeah,
straight away. Yeah, that's clear and evident. Yeah.
So the triple XL bacon.
Yep.
Then large fries from Mackey's.
Yes.
Because they are my third, but you can't beat their chips.
No. It's Burger King. You always get let down by the chips, don't you? Ultimately. Okay, so Mackey's chips instantly.
A large Coke from Mackey's, because I think the other two do Pepsi.
Yeah, okay.
And then probably, it depends how greedy I want to be, but then probably a large popcorn chicken.
Yes. Yes. Although a large popcorn chicken still isn't very much, is it?
So 2 large popcorn chickens.
Your popcorn chicken is very much like your side, isn't it?
Yes, I'd take that. Yeah.
So if you structure it as a meal, burger is your main. Oh, your chips are a side though, but I think you count that as a vegetable, wouldn't you?
You're getting your 5 a day right there.
Or your popcorn chicken is your starter. Your burger is your main, and your fries are like the side on the burger. And then your pudding, a fast food.
Or it'd be one of the McFlurries.
Yeah. Which McFlurry are you going for?
Well, they're now doing Oreo, so it'd be Oreo for me.
Okay. I don't mind that. I think I'd go for a classic dairy milk.
Yeah, you can't beat a dairy milk.
Okay, so we're saying, well, we have differences of opinion in terms of the top 3, but I think there's a...
So why is KFC third for you?
I like KFC, I just don't think I use it as much as the other 2. And I think Burger King burgers are still the ultimate.
See, I think I use I do. I eat more McDonald's than I do out of any 3 of them because they're fucking everywhere. But I just don't think if they were right next to each other, like I like a McDonald's, but I just think the other 2 offer something far superior.
Okay. We'll see. Right, okay, Lee, there's your question done, hopefully.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Lee.
Anything else on that front?
That's what we've got, because technically we've had 4 this week, haven't we? Technically.
True. Technically.
Elizabeth.
Okay, they're listener questions. Please get in touch. And Michael, should we get on to surprise question?
Oh, please do.
Right, it's time for surprise question. This is the podcast where either Michael or I will ask each other a question that's a complete surprise. We've had no prep whatsoever for it. It's off the cuff. And this week, it is my turn to ask Michael the surprise question. Michael, are you ready for surprise question?
Nope.
Here we go, Michael. Now, don't worry, there's no potato waffles involved this week. So
or lemon and limes?
Yeah, or lemon and limes. Don't worry. Right, here's my surprise question to you, Michael. Michael, is there in the world a better feeling than going to the toilet to do a wee when you have been horrendously desperate to do said wee?
No, and I'm so glad you said this. There is literally no better feeling than when you've been dying to go to the toilet. Right? And I'd say both ends, to be fair. If you've been dying to go and you haven't been able to go for a couple of hours, and then you can just go in and then just release, there is literally no better feeling in the world. And I'm sorry, because we've got Ivy and everything, but there's nothing better.
Yeah,
there isn't.
I'm very glad you said that, because
I'm so glad you asked that.
Because I think people would give other answers, but I think that's clearly the answer. I think that's clearly the winner.
I've thought it so many times,
and it's weird because once you do go to the loo, mainly I would say to do a wee after you've been horrendously desperate, you almost have a new perspective on life, if that makes sense. The world
life's going to change. I'm going to do this from now on.
The world feels so much easier. You just feel so much calmer in yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's great, isn't it? You just feel happier, don't you?
At work, as a manager, I used to say yes to so many things after.
Give him loads to drink.
Can we do this? Yes. Yes.
Give him loads. Give him loads.
Yes.
Give him loads to drink. Then wait and go. Then ask.
Great question, David. A great question.
Yeah. So I was racking my brain to think: is there obvious things, or real obvious things that would be better? And I was thinking, no. Just do the wee.
I think, as I said, I've thought it many a time. It's just, there's just nothing like it. And I've had conversations with people, and I've said to people, like, let's just say the obvious. I said, it's so much better than sex. Sorry for family that's listening to this.
But I just think, just doing that way, it's just great.
It's
Absolutely
a brilliant
great.
feeling.
Let us know, everybody, if you disagree with that and there's something else you think is a far better feeling. I'd really, really like to know. But I think doing a wee when you've been desperate is the go-to feelings, I would say. Yeah. And on that bombshell, that's the surprise question for this week. Short, sharp.
Yeah.
Right, shall we
Boom.
Shall we move on to the last question of the show, Mike?
Yes.
Okay. Michael, singing songs out aloud. We know you love to do it, especially if 5 or Girls Aloud are involved. But my last question on the show this week, Michael, to you is, are there any songs that you love to sing out loud, but you'd be too embarrassed to do so in front of people?
Yeah, about 70% of my Spotify.
Okay. Give us
depending on the situation, but yeah, totally.
Okay. Any specifics where you're like 100%, I'm going to sing that out. It's a quiet house, but if Lucy walks in the door, I'm shutting up straight away.
Or to be fair, no, if Lucy walks in, she knows my musical taste, and it's more thinking about it. It's more if I'm in the car, but then you've got to stop at the traffic lights. I have on a few occasions just turned it off if I'm in the queue, or put my window up just in case somebody hears me.
Is there any examples, proper examples that you can give us of songs or
let's
artists?
just go through my playlists. Right. So I've got a Sugar Babes playlist.
Okay.
That's pretty embarrassing.
Are we going for original Sugar Babes or the new
all
versions?
Of them. All of them.
Okay.
Whoever's called a Sugar Babe at the time.
Okay.
I've got a 90s playlist. Now, some of them won't be that bad.
Yeah.
But the top 3 I've got, the first one is Hit Me Baby One More Time. And the third one is Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way. So again, they're quite embarrassing.
I think because of the whole 5 Girls Loud thing, I wouldn't have thought you'd be embarrassed to sing that out in front of people like Backstreet Boys.
It depends who I'm with.
Okay.
And this is it, because I don't do karaoke. I'm not a karaoke, as you know. I'm not a karaoke kind of guy.
I have video evidence to say
yes,
the latter.
But it didn't go down well. I wasn't a fan of it. When I was at work, I used to sometimes break out into song or whatever. But I wouldn't do. It's more the embarrassing situation is if I'm belting out "Hit Me Baby One More Time" and I pull up at the traffic lights, and there's a group of mid-20-year-old lads in their mum's Corsa or whatever, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, "Hi." That's not cool.
What I'll do mine in a sec, but just for the listeners, I remember you telling me the story at uni. Do what the opposite of that is. There's a story where you telling me about you and your brother being on a bus, and you have the chav kids in the back of the bus playing their music out loud, and you and your brother would do this thing where you would play like kids' TV themes. Do you remember this story? So
no.
so you told me a story uni about where you go on a bus and you got all the kids at the back playing all their grime music or whatever.
Yeah.
All out on the phones. And you, brother, used to get a bit annoyed at this. So you used to go on the same level of the bus and you used to put your phone out and you used to put kids' TV shows.
This.
And you used to both sing them out loud to piss off the kids.
Yeah, I do remember this, and they weren't a fan.
At the moment, there's only one kind of artist that I wouldn't probably sing out loud to people, right?
Just one?
Well, I'm listening a lot to one particular artist at the minute because I've really got into it, called Childish Gambino. Have you heard of Childish Gambino?
I've heard of the name. He's a young, hip.
He's a young up and comers.
Yes.
So
I don't know much about modern music, I'm afraid.
So Childish Gambino is the musical alternative name of Donald Glover, the actor. He's been in Atlanta.
Yes.
He's been in Atlanta. He was Lando Calrissian in the Solo Star Wars film. But the reason why I listen to it a lot is because he's in Community, which I finished a few weeks ago, comedy series. Absolutely loved it. And I knew he was Childish Gambino. And I knew he did that This Is America song, which came out, I think, a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So I thought, right, I'm going to properly listen to this. And I just got into it. And even now, if I put Spotify on, it's probably the only thing I've got on shuffle all the time is all these albums.
Right.
Now, early stuff is very what I would call proper full-on rap. Later stuff is really like soulful and R&B and pop, which is really, so it's a really good eclectic mix. But I would not, as a mid-30s white man, I would not be singing these. Like if I'm on my own, and because you listen to it so much, you know the lyrics. There's obviously certain words used that you would still not sing out loud at all. Yes, so certain words you wouldn't even sing in your head if you get in my drift. But even on the other songs, you sing out the lyrics. And there was once the other night when I was listening and I was doing the wiping up of the plates.
The wiping up?
Yeah, the wiping up, drying up, sorry. The drying up.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you think, like, these are one of the only times I can listen to something like podcasts or music.
Right.
When I'm doing the washing up or doing the drying up. And I was literally singing one of these songs out loud. I was dancing along and I had that moment, like in a film, where I stopped and I literally said out loud, "You're behind me, aren't you?" Thinking Catherine was driving behind me. And I turned around and she wasn't there. And I was like, "Oh, thank God for that," and just carried on. But yeah, but it's one of those things. If you go and listen to some of his stuff on Spotify, you'll understand why I would not be singing stuff like that out loud at all.
Right.
I went to see a few years ago. I went to see Gorillaz with one of my mates.
Okay, cool.
They played at the NEC in Birmingham, and one of their support acts was an artist called De La Soul.
I've heard.
Right at the start, they were like, "Everybody, bounce your hands like this," and doing that. So all the crowd was doing this, bouncing their hands. I'm just doing the bouncing the hands motion for Michael. So what you're going on, and I was doing this, like, "Yeah, get into," and I literally was doing that. And I stopped, looked at myself, and thought, "No, I'm not doing that." I at the time was a late 20s, early 30s white man.
Well, you should have gone with it, David.
I am not doing that. That
you
does not look
embraced
good. It. So I stopped, and I still enjoyed the gig. It was still good, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
So are his songs the only ones that you wouldn't sing aloud?
I think there was other things I probably wouldn't sing out loud. I'd probably be in your boat in terms of Backstreet, all your 90s pop. I'd probably do that.
I mean, I've even got a boy band playlist.
Okay. Is there any boy bands on there that have probably been forgotten in general consciousness? You know what I mean?
Yes, I think there is. Would 911 be possibly forgotten about?
Yeah, maybe for a certain generation. I remember 911.
But there is one, O-Town. Do you remember them?
Was O-Town the Michael Jackson cousin one?
No. They were 3T.
Was his nephew? 3T. Was it his nephews?
Yes. No, O-Town was like the original pop idol. So in America, they got this boy band put together, and they used to show it on T4, like early T4 days.
Okay.
And they've got a song called "Liquid Dreams." It's basically about teenage boys.
Was that their
thinking of?
Was that women. Their first? Was that their first single as well?
Yeah, I think it was actually.
Weird choice of first song to appeal yourself to the mass market.
Let me see if I can find. Hang on.
Have you got One True Voice on there? Oh. Oh, I do remember this.
Yes.
I do remember this song, yeah.
Anyway.
Have you got A1 on there?
No, I'm not an A1 fan. So I've got 911, 5, obviously, NSYNC, Boyz II Men, B2K, Another
B2K?
Level.
I don't remember B2K.
Oh, you will do.
Oh, yeah.
Another Level, All for One, I Swear, by the moon and the stars. Take That, Ovs, Boyzone. Westlife, Blue, Hanson. Now I know Hanson's a bit of a
that's
three boys together.
Yeah, you're muddling the waters there with boy bands, but
JLS,
See, that's another question. How would you class a boy band? When's a boy band not a boy band?
Well, I think if it's more than two. So I wouldn't have Ross and Jerome.
Let me just write that down. Okay. That's no, genuinely, we're going to use that another
week.
I will
answer that then. Right, fine. Yeah, I will answer
we'll use that another week.
Blazing Squad and Savage Garden.
Blazing Squad. Those were the days.
Flip Reverse.
How many did Blazing Squad have in their squad?
Oh, well, let's just have a look at the picture. Don't play it.
Must have been a good
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's one hiding. 10. 10 on this little picture.
Oh, good old Blazing Squad.
I mean, imagine is there any point when the money comes in? You've splitting it 10 ways.
And here's your share for this week, a tuppence. And don't you spend all that at once. No. Okay, so are there songs that we like to sing out loud but would be embarrassed to sing in front of people? Most. Very much most songs. Or just
it's a good job Lucy knows me and she knows my musical tastes.
Oh, that's one thing I was going to say is that because of having two daughters, obviously Frozen is a dominating factor in this household.
Never watched it.
To the point, you're missing out. You are missing out now. To the point where, there was a phase where we'd have the Frozen soundtrack on in the car constantly. Then it's Frozen 2 soundtrack.
Okay.
And it gets to the point when then you get into the songs, you know all the lyrics, you're walking around singing them because you enjoy them and you have to stop and think, what am I doing? But now in the car, I'm only allowed to sing certain songs. So for Mary, so if a boy sings it, I'm allowed to sing it.
Okay.
But if a girl sings it, nope, not allowed to sing that. Start singing it. No, Daddy, that's a girl song. You sing the boy songs.
So if you and Catherine are up front, do you sing the boys and then Catherine sings the girls?
If there is that in the song, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I want to watch that duet. I want to watch a duet of you two.
But also, have you seen the Hamilton musical?
I haven't yet. We've got it on Disney Plus, and I keep saying we need to watch it.
You need time for it. It's like 3 hours on there.
Lucy's seen it.
It's really good. So I'd never seen it until it came on Disney Plus. So me and Catherine watched it. Absolutely fantastic. Catherine bought the soundtrack on her phone. And then that was on the car constantly. But then Mary wanted it on all the time.
Oh, okay.
So Mary starts singing along to all the girl songs. Right. It's really sweet. But I'm thinking, a 4-year-old singing Hamilton, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, if she's got skills.
Yeah. I mean, I want her in as a father, I really wanted to learn all the rap. So at parties, I can be like, Mary, do the rap. Do the rap. Sing about the American Revolution. Go on, rap it.
I know 95, 96, 97% of You're Welcome from Moana, the rap bit in that, purely because of The Rock on Instagram.
Yes.
That's the only... Again, I've never seen the film, but I only know the rap bit because he keeps singing it to his daughter.
See, I want to keep trying to get to watch Moana for Mary, but Mary's not interested whatsoever in watching it. She watched it. I think she gets scared about a couple of bits in the film, so she doesn't want to watch it. But I'm the same, because I want to watch it so I can do the raps. And she's like, it's The Rock. And she's like, no, I don't want to watch it.
Can you imagine being The Rock's daughter, though, and not having any idea who he is?
And years later, just been like, oh, shit.
He's the biggest name on the planet.
Oh, well, hopefully once Biden's had his 2 terms, we'll have President Johnson.
Do you think he's going to have 2 terms? I think he's only going to have 1. I think he'll have 1 and then he'll be too old and then Harris will come in.
Maybe. This is all getting political now.
It's getting quite political. This isn't what we designed for this show.
We want President Rock, don't we? We want President Johnson. Rock. We want him to lay the smack down on the Senate or something like that. Someone will make something up like that. Okay, so we're saying, there are songs we'll be embarrassed to sing out loud to other people, but it's people's preference. Let us know what you think. What is your songs you wouldn't sing out loud in front of other people? And on that, Mike's going to say something?
No, I was just going to say, would you like me to tell people how they could get in touch and let us know?
You preempted
if they've got any songs.
Go on. Why don't you let the people know, not only of other songs, but how to get in touch in general?
For the last time saying it live, because next week it'll be pre-recorded, 1 button, press play.
You do realise that I will be editing that in, by the way. So you say that, but I'll be doing the work of actually putting it in.
So you can follow us on Instagram or Twitter at A Daft Question and comment on a picture, video, DM us, tweet us. You can send an email, adaftquestion@gmail.com, or search for us on the YouTube, A Daft Question. Find us on there, look at our videos, and comment underneath.
Lovely stuff. Well done. And next week, I am going to open a TikTok account just to mess it all up for you.
I mean, I feel like we need to do a TikTok, but I have no idea how we do it.
I don't know what we do. I mean, I've got no dances to do. Are we
at a stage where we can hire a social media guru?
Have you got any tuppences? Because you can pay them in tuppences. No, I've got no dances. I've also got no ability to do that thing where you jump in the air and you have a different pair of clothes on.
Yeah, I'm not. Or just we click our fingers and from me it goes to you.
Yeah.
And then you click and then from you it goes to me.
Yeah,
it's too young for me.
I just want to watch The Crown in the evening. You know.
Have you been watching The Crown?
Oh yes, I've just started the new series.
No, I've never watched it.
It's really good. Again, middle-aged white man. Gotta put The Crown on. No, it's really good. Honestly, highly recommend it.
I bet your mum watches The Crown, doesn't she?
Oh yes,
yeah.
Because it's Diana now. My mum is in her element.
To be fair, my mum's loves The Crown. Don't know what she thinks about the current series.
Thank you for listening. It's bye from Michael for this week.
Bye from David as well.
It's bye. We'll see you next time.